South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hi there and welcome to Headliners. I'm Lauren Pastrana. The proposal from Miami Wilds, a controversial water park developers plan to build in the parking lot of Zoo Miami, has come to an end. Commissioners voted to withdraw the proposal in a 9-1 vote, and a final vote on the matter will happen in January. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister joins us from downtown Miami with the details.
Today was a huge victory for conservationists who have been battling this proposal for years. And though legally their proposal isn't technically dead yet, commissioners were loud and clear on how they intend to vote on it early next year.
This has been going on for 17 years.
We're beating a dead horse right now.
Miami-Dade County commissioners getting fed up at Tuesday's meeting over the controversial Miami Wilds proposal.
I'm just tired of talking about something that should never have been at the Board of County Commissioners.
For years, the county has debated converting the Zoo Miami parking lot into Miami Wilds, a family-friendly water park. Developers won the bid for the project in 2013, but conservationists like Ron McGill, who is also the spokesman for Zoo Miami, has repeatedly spoken out against it, saying the water park will threaten endangered wildlife.
At the end of the day, we can build and tear down a water park in various places. If we lose what we're trying to protect, all the money in the world isn't going to buy it back.
But developers and Commissioner Kiani McGee, who represents the district of the proposed site, says the water park will economically boost South Dade.
You're talking about tax dollars to go into a tax base for our communities. You're talking about honoring the wishes of so many people who voted in full favor on a ballot to put a water park down south near the zoo.
McGee motioned to withdraw the proposal he supported, saying it needed further review. But a majority of commissioners were opposed to Miami Wilds moving forward at all.
I believe that we should not move forward and we should put this to an end.
Ultimately, in a 9-1 vote, commissioners voted to withdraw the proposal. The lease for the developers will expire on December 31st, and in January, commissioners will make a final vote to kill the proposal, ending the nearly 2 decades-long battle over the property. For McGill, he says Tuesday's decision has restored his faith in government.
This is a historic moment in Miami-Dade County. Think about this. In my over 40 years in Miami-Dade County, there has never been an item that has come up to this board of county commissioners where it's been development against environment or environment won.
I reached out to the developers after the vote, and I have not yet heard back. For now, reporting from downtown Miami, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
More Nicaraguans are forced to find refuge here in South Florida and all across the U.S. It's a new normal as the Nicaraguan government is banning some of its own citizens from returning to their homeland. As CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor found out, an immigration attorney says the figures are overwhelming.
Some Nicaraguans come to the airport and they find out through the airline that they cannot board the plane. This issue got a lot more attention because of the recently crowned Miss Universe.
The new Miss Universe is Nicaragua!
It was a moment of joy for millions of Nicaraguans, their first Miss Universe ever. The occasion was overshadowed when the national director, Karen Celeberti, seen on this picture with the winner, returned to Managua days after and was not allowed in. Her husband and son were both arrested. They are accused of terrorism.
We can only describe this situation as paranoia of the dictatorship.
Felix Maradiaga is a Nicaraguan political prisoner. He was locked up in jail because of challenging dictator Daniel Ortega at the polls. He says Ortega and his wife, the vice president, consider terrorism marching through the streets of Nicaragua with a national flag demanding change. Yet those protests happened 5 years ago.
Over 15% of the population has been forced into exile, and about 300 Nicaraguans have been declared stateless. So this is a new method of repression.
The Ortega regime removed the citizenship of Maradiaga and more than 220 citizens.
When someone loses the ability to return to their home country, like the Nicaraguans, they fall into sort of a limbo.
At a press conference about human rights, Nicaragua was a subject of discussion because political asylums are not easily processed.
USCIS and the Asylum Office are seeing very high volume of these asylum cases.
I landed in Nicaragua on Wednesday last week around 7 p.m. and I was returned to Miami and then the following day.
Raul is a naturalized U.S. citizen who asked us not to show his face because he has family in Nicaragua. Why do you think they returned you?
I mean, I know I posted some things about the government, something against the government.
The director of the Miss Nicaragua is accused of doing the same thing. At this conference, they're asking U.S. legislators to pay attention to what Ortega government is doing, forcing people into exile. As far as Shanice Palacios, Miss Universe 2023, it is unknown at this moment if she will be allowed to return to her homeland. The director of the Nicaraguan National Beauty Pageant, the one that was not allowed to return back to her homeland, has not granted any interviews because her husband and son are still detained by the Ortega regime. RMIA, Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
Hispanic homeownership is on the rise, and a report from the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals finds this group is more mortgage ready than ever before. CBS News Miami's Cristian Benavides spoke with a new Florida homeowner who achieved a long-held family dream.
Alan Regalado decided to buy a home for his growing family after their landlord raised the rent on their two-bedroom Miami apartment.
We started off with rent at $2,800 a month, and by the time that they wanted to renew our contract for another year, 14 months, they wanted to bring it up to $3,500.
Despite high interest rates, Regalado purchased a home outside the city, achieving a generations-long goal.
To be able to come to this country for our parents, grandparents, to just continue to provide for the family and have that stability.
He is part of a growing trend. According to the Urban Institute, during the pandemic, both Black and Latino homeownership increased more than white homeownership, and there's more growth on the horizon.
So when you look at the Hispanic population, it is a very, very young group. So you've got so many more people who are aging into their prime homeownership years.
Another factor driving the increase, Hispanics are more likely to live in multi-generational households and pull their resources together for more purchasing power.
You have mom and dad on the mortgage, but you might have 20-something-year-old son and grandma who are actually contributing toward that mortgage payment.
That's a strategy Melissa Hoff, Regalado's realtor, has seen with her clients.
They're willing to do what it takes in order to have what they want and not to continue renting.
Regalado says for him, purchasing a home was buying a piece of the American dream. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
When we come back, a big win for Miami-Dade schools. See the good news for South Florida education when we come back.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Miami-Dade County Public Schools have a lot to celebrate this holiday season after receiving an A rating from the State Department of Education. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench joins us now from downtown Miami with more on the big educational win.
The Miami-Dade school superintendent said this was very gratifying. This is the fourth year in a row that Miami-Dade schools received an A rating from the State Department of Education.
Is an A-rated school district.
School Superintendent Jose Dotres says the A rating follows a huge commitment at Miami-Dade's 340 public schools for its 330,000 students.
We have been on a journey of continuous improvement for years. Our teachers are dedicated, they're devoted. We have school leaders that try to provide the best school culture possible for both students and teachers. And our district staff and our region staff is dedicated and focused on being student-centric.
Florida has 67 school districts. Miami-Dade was one of 16 districts to receive an A rating.
The passion, the compassion, the commitment, the dedication, the tenacity that is evident by all of the members of the Miami-Dade County Public School family is why I am so proud of what has happened today.
The grades for 2022 to 2023 were from the first year of progress monitoring instead of traditional testing. There were many challenges.
The fact that we have the 21,000 students that have come in, immigrant students last year, the fact that we had 13,000 of those children the year prior that did not speak the language, that the families had to get integrated into our community, that we just got out of a pandemic.
Miami-Dade has the nation's third largest school district. The superintendent said there's still room for improvement in areas including reading, math, and science. The Broward and Monroe County school districts received a B rating from the state. In Miami, Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
With just a few days until Christmas, people heading to their holiday destinations may need to leave themselves some extra travel time this year. Miami has been named a hotspot during the holidays in a year expected to break records. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten caught up with some travelers.
That holiday getaway is going to be very crowded. A record number of Floridians are flying off or hitting the road. Donnie Constable decided to sit this one out.
I'm actually at the end of my travel for the season because I don't want to be stuck in what the rest of the holiday is going to look like. So I'll be back home in Atlanta where it's safe.
Just released figures by AAA show more than 6.5 million Floridians will travel this holiday season, including 6 million by car and nearly 357,000 by plane.
I'm going to Dominican Republic to do a golf and spa retreat with some of our best friends. We're bringing our kids, and it should be a good time.
Jess Zelaya is an experienced traveler who's heading out for the New Year's holiday. She has some tips for a smooth trip.
I'm really used to flying through the TSA pre-line. I have global entry. I make sure I only pack a carry-on. I don't check a bag, even if I'm going for 2 weeks, just so I keep it with me and I don't lose my luggage.
AAA suggests if you haven't bought travel insurance, it may not be too late.
The best way to prepare, have travel insurance, because there are policies there that could reimburse you for covered expenses like a flight delay, a cancellation, even lost luggage.
We travel the back roads going our 60 miles or 50 miles.
On the road, Don and Antoinette Webb already have a plan for when they drive to see family to avoid the most traffic.
We try to get there between the crunch times. That's the morning time and the after lunch time. So we try to get there about 10:30, leave anywhere between 9 and 10:30 and then go all the way up to 1 o'clock. And then when we come back, it's 6 o'clock at night till about 8 o'clock at night.
For more tips on how to save time when you travel, just go to our website, cbsmiami.com. Once there, you'll find the best and worst times to travel, as well as which days are the busiest. At FLL, Ted Scouten, CBS News, Miami.
And when we come back, a special surprise just in time for the holidays. See how one South Florida organization is giving a single mother a Christmas she won't soon forget.
South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana, and it was a special day at Lone Depot Park for a group of children. They were all smiles when they were surprised by an all-star Marlins player who traded his jersey for a big red suit to spread some holiday cheer. CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez has more on the Marlins Holiday Wishes Party.
High five.
Christmas came early for a group of young students at Lone Depot Park. Marlins all-star pitcher Sandy Alcantara made a special appearance dressed up as Sandy Claus to surprise the kiddos with special gifts.
Contento, ¿no? Sí. ¿Qué tú crees que hay aquí dentro? Special moment for me and for them. I'm happy to be here, doing this for those kids.
For Sandy and the Marlins organization, giving back to the community is what it's all about.
The community is everything for a team, especially for the Marlins, because we are a Spanish community, so it's something special for the Hispanic guy and all the kids who live around here.
The gifts were also a generous donation from one of their partners who stepped in to spread holiday cheer.
It's honestly really touching. It's extremely touching to see, how happy they are, how excited they are, and you being able to play a small part in that. It's super gratifying, and I'm a big believer that it feels so much better to give than receive.
And of course, there can't be a Marlins event without Billy the Marlin, who traded his jersey for the big red suit.
Vite, high five.
And yes, you may know this guy from social media, Mr. Red, a local comedian who also came out to share some laughs.
I've never built a gingerbread house in my life before. This is the first time. Look.
And to help the kiddos build gingerbread houses before they hit the field for yummy snacks and, of course, their presents, priceless memories they will never forget.
Hi, how you doing? Good? Are you happy? Yeah? Smile, say hi.
Oh, it is so great to see all those smiles, and also great to see Sandy out there with him. As many of you know, he had surgery more than 2 months ago. He says all the rehab is going well. He will not be on the mound for this season, but will be better than ever for 2025. Maribel Rodriguez, CBS News, Miami.
A single mother will have a new home for the holidays thanks to a lot of hard work and the help of several organizations. CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein was there as she saw her new house for the very first time.
Oh! Oh! No! Oh!
Overcome with emotion, single mother and teacher Tanya walks into her new home.
Oh! I don't know these things.
The house in the Liberty City neighborhood will give Tanya and her son a new beginning with the help of former NFL player Warwick Dunn and Habitat for Humanity.
It's just been a blessing. 221st home.
Along with helping Tanya qualify for this home, money for the down payment, she also received thousands of dollars in furniture and appliances like these.
Oh, yes. I'm a reader.
To date, Warwick has helped more than 200 people get into new homes. He says it was his own mother who inspired him to give back.
Living out my mom's dream through other single-parent families, and at first it was just single mothers. Now we also help fathers, so we help single-parent families.
And helping Tanya with this home, a much-needed boost. Home prices in South Florida skyrocketing in the last few years.
This area is really expensive, low income, medium income, $33,000. So forth. So it's a struggle for a lot of individuals.
Giving back and creating a new life for this family, a joy for Warwick this holiday season.
Later on tonight, next week, Christmas, those are things I reflect on, and I'm always thankful for it.
And a home this mother will be able to call her own this Christmas and for years to come.
Now I tell her the journey begins now.
In Liberty City, Terry Hornstein, CBS News, Miami.
We wish her a happy holiday season. And thank you for joining us this half hour on Headliners. As always, keep it right here to CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Make it a great one.